is our third year exploring the challenges and successes in the rare disease field, including diagnosis and detection, testing, research hurdles and opportunities, and mental health challenges. In this first webinar, we're going to shift our focus to advocacy and take a broad look at what advocacy looks like in the rare disease space. Who are the players? What can organizations bring to the table? And what can we learn from successful advocacy campaigns from outside the rare disease space?
Well, advocacy is a great word. I think of advocates as more powerful than that. I think of them as activists, because in order to be successful at promoting whatever cause you're trying to advance, you have to be passionate. You have to get people's attention. You have to hold people accountable. You need to find leadership of people that will stand up for your cause, and you have to mobilize your community. So advocacy is a great word. It's not big enough for me.
It is important to remember, with the sort of disorders we're talking about, passions run high. And so it's important to take that into account. But just to come back to where the medical profession fits in, I think we have an inside-outside approach there too. Because within medicine, it's very important to be an advocate for the importance of rare diseases. You know, we're taught in medical school, things are important if they're treatable and if they're common. Well, a lot of rare diseases currently don't have treatments, although I'm confident that they will. But getting people to understand that anyone who's sitting in your office at any time may have a rare or ultra-rare disease is extremely important. Don't discount the possibility because something is rare. I have seen patients, and I'm sure my colleagues have had the experience indirectly of being told it couldn't be this disease because it's too rare. And I have seen many patients who've been told that previously. So I think that advocacy in terms of education within the profession, as well as the community as a whole, is a very big part of advocacy.
There is obviously the role of continuing investing in rare diseases and continuing developing these medicines, hearing more and more from patients, and also advancing science for all. That means that industry needs to keep on talking and taking insights from people living with rare diseases themselves. And I would like to underline that industry also has a say with other players, but in the overall debate about healthcare system restructuring and strengthening. I think we really need to tackle all of these issues about access and advocacy for rare diseases within the broader frame of social justice, and identify together where changes, savings can be made, and look at healthcare systems as a whole and as an investment in healthier society rather than only as mere costs. So that's one thing.
I don't know about a strategy that doesn't work, because I think you only know it doesn't work when you've played it to the end. And I think, we just got a rare disease drug strategy. I got the chance to stand up after the minister made the announcement, and I looked at the minister and I said, "Thank you very much, Minister. I gave you this proposal 10 years ago." So, I wasn't saying it nastily. I was just basically reminding him, and I said, and we first wrote it 15, I said, it was first, wrote it 15 years ago. I said, I know, because I wrote it. So sometimes you kind of hit the wall, and you hit the wall, and you hit the wall, and you hit the wall. And I think it's Michael and everybody else that said, you don't give up. And, so you don't know that anything's failed. Nothing has failed until, it's, and I don't think it's ever over. I think we learn from each step along the way. So I think I think it feels like a failure because you don't get what you want. It feels like a failure because you ask for something, and it's one of my researchers sent me a little fridge map that says, shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars, right? Which is one of the things I remember, right? Okay, so I didn't get the moon, but we're up there. So I don't know, Erica, it doesn't answer your question because I think we've all had failures. I've had tremendous failures. I had more failures than I've had successes, that's for sure. I've had more people die on me than I would care to count, on.